All right, guys, well, welcome to Billings, Montana. What are we doing here this time? Well, pretty much the exact same thing we just did just a couple days ago in Lake Havasu. Except this time, RVMax.us in Greenville, South Carolina asked me to go ahead and do an inspection and a test drive of another beautiful motor coach. And I think I see my ride up here. And it's pretty exciting because I've never really been to Montana properly before, and I've never really driven through it. And these are proper big skies for sure. The second reason, a very selfish reason for me. When I left Greenville, South Carolina, RV Max dropped me off in a country coach Prevost bus. All right, here we go. Heck of a way to go to the airport in style. That's a beautiful bus. And this time I'm getting picked up from the airport in a Featherlite H3 Prevost bus. It's unbelievable. All right, so the good news is I'm here with the current owner, Rick, and he's a very proud Featherlite owner. I think it's a little bit bittersweet for him to watch this drive away from the airport.
For sure, it's been my pride and joy for 4 years, 5 years we've had it. Had a great time, a lot of memories. We're gonna miss that, but you never know. We might be back in the market.
So my understanding is you actually drove from Montana to Tennessee?
Oh, several times. A couple times a year we just go down there a lot. We do competition barbecue. We use this coast to pull our trailer, our competition trailer, from here to Tennessee, Washington D.C., out the West Coast. We've been all over with it. It's been a great coach.
So it sounds like you've been using the motor coach,
yes,
which is what I always recommend.
Yeah.
But it also sounds like you did a lot of maintenance and upkeep on it too.
Right, because in Montana there's not a lot of Prevost dealers up here, obviously. We have a good relationship with Olympia down in Murfreesboro, outside Nashville. So every year we went down there, they went in there, and we just did everything. I just told them, take care of it like I just trading it in to make sure everything's right. They go through it. I mean, it wasn't inexpensive, I'll tell you that. But this coach has never, ever had an issue on the road.
All right, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
And sadly enough for me, it doesn't even smell like barbecue in there.
No.
It smells wonderful, nice and clean.
Like I say, I would jump in this coat. I'm sending you on the road.
You are?
Down the road, and I have no reservations about it at all.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Rick.
You bet. Have a safe trip.
Oh, you have a safe trip.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
You bet.
So we got a 2002 Featherlite H3. I just drove one of these. Well, 2006 version of an H3. Get the luggage in there. Time to get back on the road. I think with the phone holder installed, my tattletale installed, I have navigation right there. I just need to make sure that everything is secured back here. Table secured, refrigerator secured, all the other doors are secured. Oh, see, that's why you check. Better. My preliminary inspection tells me that this previous owner did a great job. Oh, look, we got little stars up in there. Can you even see them? There, you can see them now. I think I'm all set to travel across the country, almost completely across the country this time. And one thing I did notice, we don't have to say goodbye to the previous owner. He has his own YouTube channel, Montana Outlaw Barbecue, so you can follow him along and let him know that you really like his motorhome. So we don't ever really have to say goodbye to the previous owner, Rick. We can always check in with him. And who knows, maybe I'll find out how to properly barbecue after all these years. So Montana Outlaw Barbecue on YouTube, we're gonna be following you. But I gotta get this to RVMax.us in South Carolina real fast. Well, not fast. We're gonna take our time, because why wouldn't I take my time? All right, we're on the road. I think it's just a little over 2,500 miles, give or take. It is a beautiful overlook here. And it's very smooth. So far, so good. we're just passed into Arkansas, so we're well over halfway through the trip. We still got a little under, I think, 900 miles to go to South Carolina. I thought I'd just point out that this has been operating as smooth as I could ever imagine. The acceleration is really quite impressive. Cruise controls work, engine braking has worked, and even though it might sound like it to you guys, the suspension's really soft and comfortable to drive. I know I say it with every bus, but of course that's why once you drive a bus, it's very difficult to ever want to go back to driving a normal production RV. Got no complaints. I'm looking forward to getting to South Carolina, see my good friends Chin and Mayan at rvmax.us, and more importantly, getting a little bit more of a break. We're speed running the country from a new direction this time, so I really have enjoyed myself. No problems so far. All right, guys, we successfully made it, and I think I'm gonna get this plugged in and call it a night over here at rvmax.us in Greenville, South Carolina. With the conditions of the road, I am thoroughly glad that I was driving a Prevost H3. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it a night, finish up the inspection tomorrow. But you gotta know, we're gonna check the roof first, right? Now, there's a pretty unique opportunity on this H3 because Featherlite mounted the power patio awnings. Basically, on the radius, we get to see an unobstructed view of the roof and radiuses without having a buildup where the awnings would have been. Like you might see on those new Mars and buses over there, the roof has capped awnings on top of it. Now, one thing that might look a little bit odd is that it looks like a fiberglass roof. It's just because it has a rolled-on coating on it, but this is still a metal roof and it is still riveted down. We still do have a little bit of sunburn on the paint, like you wouldn't be surprised to find on a 23-year-old coach. Looks like the insulation on the harness wiring to the awning should be protected a little bit better. Now, on the rear cap back here, this is fiberglass and it does step down and it does have a spoiler on it. So we can take a pretty good look at the clearance lights here. This does have a camera that pops out, and that worked great for me driving down the road. But otherwise, the paint looks pretty good, and just a little bit of checking. Now, if you're asking what these things are on either side of the cap, those are actually from the marine yachting world. Those are like deck vents for the rear cap. Otherwise, every roof tells a story. So it looks like we had a satellite dish here at one point, so that the buildup is there. Ceiling looks pretty good. Not seeing an issue there. Does look like that satellite dish, we had a problem on a tree at some point. So I'll make a note of that. That's not the best thing to find. Just over here is going to be the vent. I think for the bathroom, it just has a dedicated roof vent. Ceiling looks pretty good. Even the paint over here looks really good. I don't know if it's been recently repainted or not, but you can see it does have a gutter wrapping around the side right there. Looks like this vent has been upgraded at some point. Even has a rain sensor on the side there. Over here we have a fantastic vent. I think this is going to the shower. And the sealant looks pretty good right in here too. I have been looking. Sewer vent over here looks good. The original TV antenna that would have been there. And they upgraded to a Furion TV antenna. Alright, looks like they're using urethane for sealant Over here is going to probably be for the range hood vent on the microwave. Looks like we're missing the mast of that antenna. Big surprise, the wind sensor's broken. And when we come up to the front cap here, again, this is a gel coat fiberglass cap. Normally we don't get to see it like this. Normally the build up for the awnings on the side kind of goes all the way across, and they have to add more on the front right here. And it's almost like you're taking a big step down in, but they didn't do it on this one. So I kind of wish they would start doing this more and make working on these a lot easier. They did add this little cap on there for aerodynamic and cosmetic purposes, but I would suspect the front awning motor has been changed out at some point, because that looks like they did a good job there. And yeah, we have some more sunburnt paint up here. Otherwise, not too much to be unhappy about here. At any rate, the air trumpets look good. We have 2 more of those marine deck vents. Sealant looks really good. I don't really want to put too much weight on this front cap area right here. I think we're looking pretty good. This roof had a few issues, mostly impact damage. I do suspect this is a roll-on acrylic coating. I would have preferred a silicone one, but it looks like they did a good job on it. And it's going to help reflect the sunlight quite a bit. With that, South Carolina has decided it wants to be windy. I'll make a note of my findings, but it does seem like every time I come over here to rvmax.us, the state of South Carolina gets upset with me and starts to threaten rain and wind. Even those guys over there are struggling with the plastic. What I think I'm going to do is wrap up the inspection, and then I'll take you on a quick walkthrough on the inside of it. I'll probably reposition us so, you know, we're on more level surface. I felt qualified enough to move it from right here to right over here so we have a better look at it on the outside. Now keep in mind, we just did a rudimentary wash on the outside. It still needs to be washed one more time. And of course the inside and the basement has not been cleaned yet either. I'm certain rvmax.us and Sachin would really prefer getting it cleaned up before I get the chance to show you guys. I have to get on a plane tonight. Now, as we've covered before, the H3 platform from Prevost gives a lot more basement storage than a XL platform like this. And because I have one right here, we can see the compartment door ends right about, and while on the H3, the compartment door ends right about here at my shoulder. So we're almost a full foot taller in basement storage on the H3. You don't get any more headroom space inside, but the roof is substantially taller than an XL platform, which means when you come inside, you have this extra set of stairs to go up, and so you're actually setting up a little bit higher, about a foot higher than you would on an XL platform like this, a Liberty coach right here. So there's not the extra set of stairs right here after the initial stepwell. So now the owner of this has a barbecue company, and naturally they put a Blackstone stove in the front basement storage compartment right here. We do have a grill and a griddle. This whole thing does pull out, obviously. So you do still have a lot of storage right there, and it will keep the smoke out of the basement. But of course, that's easy to remove if you don't want it in a basement compartment. On the next one right here, this was set up for the outside entertainment compartment. I still am a sucker for these little handle latches that pop out when you push in on them. Obviously, this would have been set up for an outside TV entertainment center too. Now, this next compartment is going to be a mechanical bay. Pretty standard on the Featherlite. We have the two 4,000 watt inverters, and below that's going to be the generator, which happens to be a 17.5 kilowatt PowerTech diesel generator. And it looks like we have 2,348 hours. I did run this while I was traveling down the road, and I did not have any problems. Now the next bay is actually not a storage bay. This is set up with a auxiliary bus air. So no storage in this one, but on the dash inside, instead of just having the standard Prevost dash AC controls, you also have the auxiliary control right there, which means you have bus air that will duct out by the windows here. It does mean you lose a little bit of storage right there with the bus air, but you gain an awful lot of comfort. Now just rear of there is going to be the engine compartment. You have your chassis batteries in that door, and of course this is equipped with a Detroit Diesel Series 60. Under the bonnet, or the hood I guess you would call it, I can tell you, because I drove it, what, about 2,500 miles or so, lots of power, lots of acceleration, lots of torque. I had no complaints as a driver driving this bus down the road. Speaking of driving down the road, looks like I just put us right over 145,000 miles. But it wouldn't be a bus video if I didn't say barely broken in. Remember, these are supposed to go 1,000,000 miles plus as fleet vehicles. Even though we did get this cleaned up a little bit already, and it needs to be cleaned one more time and polished, I do want to point out there is some checking going on in the fiberglass right here. But there's no loud or obnoxious colors or design motifs or over-the-top ghosting or drop shadows that are going to be very difficult to repair if you do get damage to the paint. This will be pretty easy to repair the paint on this if you ever needed to. Now, if you've ever worked on a Featherlite, this should look like a very familiar scene here in the water compartment. This is where you're going to access the power cord. I always like that they have access right there, so that servicing it's a lot easier. This is equipped with a Aqua Hot, and of course it does have a black and gray tank, not just one big black tank. Now before I go ahead and close this door right here, we do have a mystery door, and although you'd think this would be the other side of the bus air, if we pull this knob over here, if we open this door right here, we'll see that this is the air handling side of that bus air and servicing for it. No storage in here whatsoever. Now just forward of that, for what we would have thought would be the bus air, is another air conditioning, but this is an RVAC, so you have a basement AC on this. Now I didn't point it out when we were on the roof, but remember there's no roof ACs up there. This has two cruise airs, one in the salon in the front and one in the back in the bedroom. Rather than having two more cruise airs to service the middle of the coach, at the time Featherlite went with an RVAC. These are very similar to the Coleman basement ACs, so you can see the ductwork all right in there, and this is where operating. Worked out really well. If you're asking what that is, that's just the blower fan and radiator for the generator that we saw on the other side. And then this does have a hatch on the floor right below right there for your buddy plug, so if you have a friend or a car hauler you want to plug into the generator, you can do it right there using that hatch. Otherwise, we have the last storage compartment door here, which we already saw houses that Blackstone stove. We'll also deploy to the driver's side here, which is usually a really great selling feature when you have a slide out room, so you don't have to duck underneath it. But I don't think I've pointed it out yet. This Featherlite on this H3 chassis does not have a slide out room on it, which I know should appeal to a lot of potential owners and buyers out there, because there is an awful lot to say about simplicity and a well-designed floor plan, meaning you don't have to worry about running the slide out room in or out and having full access to the floor plan inside when you're on the road traveling. And this was a really great access. And so with that, let's start to take a look on the inside. Now it should go without saying this is real granite flooring here in the landing, but it does extend all the way into the salon, into the galley too. All the upholstery is going to be real leather, and besides a little bit of wear on the basket woven leather on the passenger seat, the driver's seat and the dash is in really good condition. Again, remember, we have not cleaned this yet, so it is going to be a little bit dirty. The air ride seat was incredibly comfortable though. Now when it comes to the driver's compartment, I had no complaints as a driver. Cup holder worked out perfectly for all my needs. Even this little cubby hole right there was a perfect position for snacks. I didn't use this flip top area, even though this is solid Corian right here. This is also equipped with a level of bus leveling, but it does have HWH automatic leveling on it too. And you can see right behind the driver's seat, you have the full access to the front cruise air. Otherwise, it's a pretty standard Featherlite layout with all the controls going to be located right there for the shades, the lights, and even the generator start and stop. Now this one has been updated to a new screen for the backup camera, which does pop out of the back, which might be unnecessarily complicated, but it's still pretty cool nonetheless. Of course, right back here is where the motor coach really shines. It's a well-designed floor plan, which is not too surprising from Featherlite, especially because there is no slide outs on it. Maybe it's a little bit more masculine with the black leather on the J Lounge sofa and the black leather on the 2 Euro loungers and of course the dinette. But with a splash of color, I think this will easily dress up quite a bit. But with the white ceiling and the tan upholstery, the clean upholstery on the window valance and coverings with the Vitricore laminate high gloss wood grain on the cabinetry, tied in with the smoke mirrors on the ceiling and the black granite on the floor. Dare I say, it's fairly timeless. On the countertops, this will be a solid surface Corian. It does have a color band around as a border, but also it has a built-up edge with a gold insert on it. Now this sofa I did cover is a black leather sofa, but it does have a button right down here, so it can fold down into a long twin-size bed. The corner section does not move, but behind that is going to be where we find the galley. Now this does have a spill control edge on it, which is just actually milled into that built-up edge on the countertop. I do like that feature. I wish that all manufacturers would put that in. This does have a trash chute right in the middle of it. You get access to that right here down below. But this does have a single large galley sink, which gets hidden away, becomes quite a lot of extra countertop space. Speaking of countertop space, this stove cover is a 2-burner radiant stove cover. And what I do appreciate about it too is that it's designed to only fit on there when the burners are turned off. Now on the backsplash behind it is a complimentary black granite to highlight the floor down below. And of course above is going to be a convection oven microwave from Sharp. But luckily they do have the doors of shame right here, so you don't have to look at it. Down below is going to be an awful lot of storage. No dishwasher in this one, but just rear of that you will find a residential refrigerator from GE, and it does have water and ice in the door. Now just across from the sofa, we're going to find the sitting area. I did point out this already does have 2 reclining Euro chairs on it, but it does also have, built into this, a fold-out workstation or end table. So if that wasn't enough space for you, they did give you more room there. And of course, you do have those beautiful views through these great big bus windows. And then unsurprisingly, all the shades are going to be electric power shades. Now these are only night shades, they are not day-night shades. And of course, I didn't have any problems with any of the shades on this, so as much as I don't like power shades, it is nice to be able to operate the shades from the driver's seat right here, driving down the road when the sun was pouring in. Now from these seats, you do have a commanding view to the updated entertainment center up here, so you don't have to worry about a TV coming down from the center below. You have a LG TV with a Bose soundbar below it, so it's a fairly updated system. You shouldn't have to do any real concerns about that. In fact, it kind of just blends in right there. You can't even see it. But I swear, it is there. Okay, you can see it now. Just rear of that's going to be the dinette table area. Now this does not turn into a bed. There is a little bit of storage underneath with the pull-out drawers right there. And while this does have that infinity mirrored tabletop, because it does have the light in there, this is designed, if you loosen that up, slide out to give you better access to get in and out, but it will also, if you loosen up that one, allow it to swivel. Because remember, there is no slide out room on here, so if you do want more walking space, that can get moved out of the way. Now, even though an infinity glass top table is a height of luxury, I'm not sure it gets any more luxurious than having your own monogrammed Featherlite tumblers and wine glasses right above. Just rear or behind the dinette, you do have almost a spillover countertop extension for the galley area here, and underneath right there it's going to be additional storage drawers that do pull out. Decorative glass right there, it is edge lit with the color changing fiber optic lights. And while that is a beautiful piece of art, it still doesn't get much more artful and beautiful than the control center for the entire bus. Now, because this is a motor coach, hello, your pocket door is going to be a power pocket door. But instead of being air driven, you just have a switch right there. It'll open it up just like a spaceship. That'll give you access to the bathroom. Now, coming directly into the bathroom right here, we have great access to a central vanity. Lots of countertop space on either side, an artistic drop-in porcelain sink, and a lot of mirrored medicine cabinets above. And I think it goes without saying, mirrors are going to be quite the theme in this motor coach. Speaking of mirrors, we can slide this full-length mirror open. Now, this is a manual door, so you don't have to worry about that one being powered. That'll give you to the porcelain headhunter toilet, my favorite toilet in the RV industry, and it has its own vanity right here with a seamlessly integrated sink. Now right here, it looks like we have probably fake alligator skin being used as upholstery on the wall. Easy to clean. More mirrored medicine cabinets above, and it even has some storage down below. Now before we go back further into the bedroom, we have one more door right here. If we open that up, that'll be the shower. Now this shower door is actually made out of that same solid surface coring you're going to find throughout all the countertops, and it is a tempered glass on the door. Easy to clean, but the rest of the shower is going to be made out of that solid stone black granite. It even has a nice bench seat right there, built-in cubby, and of course mirrors on the ceiling above. Now I'm about 6 foot tall. The lip down below, it's only about 4 inches at the most. So if I step up into it, because this does have a cross brace on it, I didn't have to duck. If I was probably more than 6'2", I'd probably have to duck a little bit. Otherwise, I'm not really stepping up into it. I'm just stepping above the curves because it's quite level with the floor on the outside. Inside here, it's a very comfortable, good size residential shower and comfortable. Moving further back into the bedroom right here, like I said, the granite tile goes all the way back to here. This does have a queen size bed. It is a east-west facing bed. Yes, it does have an airlift ejector seat, but at least you get good access to the storage underneath. Now, as we made our way into the bedroom right here, we made our way past a bank of doors. Now, this is going to be a closet. This is going to be your laundry center with a stacked washer and dryer. And they even managed to find a little bit more corner storage space right in here. That's really kind of interesting, the things they find. Now, just across from there, you have 2 more doors that'll open up for another dressing closet. And just rear of that, I do point this out in a lot of videos, how much I appreciate a bedroom desk dressing area. So you can sit down, look at the mirrors right here, and get ready if you want to, or you can actually use it as a workstation in a more quiet area away from everybody else. That might be up front making a lot of noise. Now just across from there, above the bed, you do have some storage. It does access pretty easily. Just lift up on it. It locks into place. You lift up again. It unlocks. Now above there, you do have this very artistic mirrored ceiling, and it does have the bead lighting on it. And what most people aren't aware of is in this closet right here, on the back of the wall, you have the dimmers for it. So that's the aft dimmer. So you can set the lighting for any mood that suits you. Making our way further back, at the back is going to be the entertainment center for the bedroom TV area, and then a bank of drawers down below, pretty common on most of these buses. And you have these mirrored doors that will give you access to more of a closet, and this is where you're going to find the second cruise air controls, and this is equipped with, again, hydronic heating, which you can control for the bedroom zone also. But that was pretty much it, guys. We successfully brought this 2002 Featherlite H3 Prevost motor coach all the way from Billings, Montana to here at rvmax.us in Greenville, South Carolina. Made the journey successfully. It's in beautiful shape. I think Featherlite did a fabulous job on design and floor plan of this. And of course, the previous owners were fantastic caretakers on it, most notably because I made it safely without any problems. I don't know what they're asking for here. Let me see if I can't find some chin, and we'll find out what the price is. All right, guys, I found him. So if anybody is interested in this, what are you asking for it?
So, you know, we're going to start out around 200,000 grand, like 199.
Okay.
200K, that's what we're going to ask for it.
All right.
And, you know, it's a 2002, no slide outs. So that's kind of simplicity there. And you drove it cross country. The guy spent 30, 40 grand last year on the maintenance, got new batteries and stuff. You got some checking and that, you get it for free. And my video I always say, no extra charge, you know, and we're gonna buff it and try to make it look good, but you know, it's a 23-year-old coach.
All right.
But a nice, legendary Detroit Series 60 in the back.
All right, so $199, $950.
Yep.
And if everybody is interested, just reach out to you.
Yep, Myan 864-376-5600 or me 864-404-0054. Text us. That's the way to get a hold of us.
Texting is best, okay?
Yep.
And just to make sure, The website is rvmax.us, not rvmaxus.
That's right. That's not like AZ. It's Arizona.
All right. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Man, we're gonna miss you, man. Every time you come here, bring us a coach or whatever. We're gonna go eat. Oh, you're going to a pretty place right now.
We're going to a pretty
Go
place.
to the mountain. Check it out.
All right.
Yeah, let's
Thanks a
go.
lot.
Thank
Had a
you.
great time. Looks like we are up to 145,000 miles, 84. But it looks like we are up to 145,000 miles. Looks like we are just above 108. Looks.
Unloading all diesel. Do not leave your car unattended.
All right. I think we're pretty good. Likely it's going down to the closet below where they have all the electronics and audio. Likely it's going down into the closet down below where they have all the electronics and the audio-visual equipment installed. And of course, mirrors are gonna. Well, good. Well, good morning, guys, and welcome back to rvmax.us.
That's technique.